Another key features of the Battlefield franchise is squad play. Now, Bad Company 2 will encourage players to compete as a 4-player team towards a common goal, and we will give you the tools to do so. For instance, if you fire a tracer dart on a vehicle, it will be notified to your squad of its location, so they can fire homing RPGs at it. Or, if you take a sniper round to the head, why not just spawn right next to one of your squad mates, get quickly back into the action, and you can seek revenge. Working as a team will give you tactical strategic advantages and earn you exclusive team-based achievements and unlocks.
Last year, we introduced tactical destruction with the Frostbite engine, which creates a new level of variety to the gameplay. In Bad Company 2, we're delivering Destruction 2.0. A smart sniper will find a key location in the building, blow out a small hole, and use that to take their advantage. Cover can also be chipped away piece by piece, and entire buildings can be reduced to rubble. There's nowhere to hide.
This killer combination of features when it comes to vehicles, squad play, and destruction delivers a true all-out war experience. But nothing I say here today can substitute for actually playing it yourself. So please come by the EA booth this week and get your hands on multiplayer at its finest. We're going to leave you now with a trailer that was built in the Frostbite game engine by our awesome team back in Stockholm. And thank you.
is a really cool game being developed also in association with our EA Partners division. Tim Schafer, Jack Black and the team at Double Fine Studio have had a lot of well-deserved recognition from critics this year. And Brutal Legends is one of the most anticipated games of the holiday season. But last week, they were in the news again for slaying a particularly huge and ugly monster, a bunch of lawyers, and a disgruntled former partner, which were trying to keep Tim from launching this game. I'm very happy to report that Tim beat that level also. He got rid of that monster, and Brutal Legend will launch on time in October, and here is Tim to tell you about Brutal Legend.
Thanks for coming. It's awesome to be here. My first time in Cologne and showing Brutal Legend and showing for the first time in Europe multiplayer for Brutal Legend. Maybe you've heard a little bit about the game, that it's got Jack Black starring as Eddie Riggs, our main character, and that it's all about, there's a lot of music in it. But what is the essence of Brutal Legend? What is it really all about? At its core, Brutal Legend is an action game where you play a heroic badass who's fighting hordes of demonic foes and monsters and guys who listen to hair metal, and you battle through a heavy metal world. And you do so with 3 main weapons that you use, and I'm going to go into more detail on that in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the world itself. Because at the heart of it, we wanted to create the experience of falling into an album cover. Because when I was really getting into heavy metal myself, you know, if you're like me, you're extremely old, and you play music not like on an MP3 and then you go do something else, but you would sit there with it. That was the only entertainment you had. You'd unwrap the little wax cylinder and slide it onto the big controller and crank it up. But then you would stare at the album cover for a long time, looking for details and just all the little hidden things that you'd see in those great albums if you're lucky it would open up. And so we wanted to have that feeling of just falling into one of those epic, awesome album covers and exploring that world for yourself and rewarding that kind of exploration. So when you do so, you'll find it's full of all sorts of creatures and characters, and some of them are very, very dangerous, so you don't want to go in unarmed. So you have 3 basic weapons. The first one is an axe, the separator. It comes with an ominous warning: touch not this awesome axe or suffer the wrath of the tainted coil, who is the legion of demons that are oppressing humanity. And unfortunately, we give the player that warning after they've already picked up the axe. So you're suffering the wrath of the tainted coil. Here you're suffering the wrath of some chrome spiders. The axe, Eddie's the kind of character, I don't know, like me, you know, we haven't really done a lot of axe combat in our lives, but we figured if we ever tried it, we'd be pretty good at it. So Eddie is awesome at it. He has a basic set of combos that change a little bit with depending on what direction you're attacking. And they have a charge attack, you can block with the axe. But it starts off that way in a basic way, but you can upgrade it, customize your axe. You can have your axe dipped, as Ozzy will offer to do for you later in the game, to give it special attributes, maybe powerful fire attack or a chain lightning attack, or special abilities of affecting the attack abilities of your enemies. And the player can choose which one to use based on which method of fighting they like to do, and makes the axe combat much deeper. But the axe combat gets even deeper when you combine it with Clementine, which is the name of Eddie's guitar. Eddie's was holding a guitar when he got pulled back in time, and it's just a regular, although awesome guitar in his world, but here in the Age of Metal, it's amplified by the world itself, because this is the world where everything, all rock is real, you know, so the awesome stage effects like pyrotechnics or lightning, they're not just for show, they actually are very dangerous and they hurt people. Here Eddie's killing some groupies. You can use these attacks in combination with your axe to shoot people into the air with pyrotechnics and then smack them into the bleachers of infinite pain with your axe. And then you can later buy new strings for your guitar, which make it even more powerful and emphasize its ability to maybe play a really powerful power chord that shakes the whole world and sends your enemies flying, or make it better at doing pyro, and you can enhance it as you play the game. And then the third weapon is your car, the Deuce, aka the Druid Plow. This is the car that Eddie builds himself in the game, that puts it together with pieces he flies lying around, because he's a roadie, he can build anything. And so he makes this car, and it is fun, inherently, just to drive over dudes, as we all know. But you can also buy weapons for it and upgrade it. You can buy a Gatling gun for the front of your car, which is helpful here when you're escorting your tour bus to the next rock show. Roadies have to do that, they have to get the van for Army there safely. You can also upgrade it with, it can drop landmines, it can shoot flames out the side, it can blast its enemies with speakers, it can, has a heat-seeking missile on the front of it, you can put armor on the front of it, which just gives it a ramming attack, you can just get a nice paint job on it, you can make it all chrome, which is really cool, and it shows the blood really well, blood pops on chrome. So the car, that's the third of your core weapons in the game. But really, the game goes beyond that with the number of weapons you have, because as you add friendly allies, mission by mission, you'll unlock new minions or allies to join your cause of liberating humanity. And each one of those allies comes with its own double team attack. Double team attack, even your love interest Ophelia, when you first meet her, she's disguised as a druid, and you find that she's not just a lovely woman, but also like a flying Cuisinart.